It was my birthday earlier this month. It's currently March. And one of the things I felt as I was approaching my birthday was how much I wanted to accomplish this year. It was not something super explicit, it was just a feeling inside of wanting my year to be the best it could possibly be. And I started to think about what that might mean, what that would look like, and I came up with a plan. I wanted to share this plan with you and hear what you might think and see if we might learn something together. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what principles I think are most important to me this year and share with you how I plan on accomplishing them. So, first, I turned 32 this year, and as a rabbi, I always like to bring in some tradition into it. One of the things I realized as I was percolating on this year was that 32 means corresponds to Lev. Lev means heart, and heart became sort of the central focus of the work that I wanted to do this year and sort of the paradigm in which I wanted to be better than I was before, to be at my best. And so I took this idea of 32 Lev heart and I made everything focus around that idea. And I'm going to tell you what that looks like. So I'm just starting with a blank screen because that's kind of how it felt at first. I didn't really know what I wanted it to look like. And so I came up with this. Year 32, HEART. I decided I was going to focus in on 5 principles, 5 categories of things I wanted to change in my life and be better at. 5 is relatively arbitrary. I thought it felt like a good idea, and why not? Works for me. There were 2 things I knew right off the bat that were really, really important to me. The first was my physical health and my mental health and my spiritual health. Health in general, I knew was something that was really important to me and something I wanted to focus in on. And so coming up with that was pretty simple for me because I knew it was important. It was something that I have been relegating to the back burner of things that were important. It was something I have been delaying and delaying and delaying. I decided no more. It's time to focus. The second thing I wanted to focus on was my relationships. I got married in the last few years, and I have a busy schedule. My wife has a busy schedule. She's a physician. I'm a member of the clergy, and finding time together is hard. And so I wanted to prioritize spending time together. But she's not my only relationship. I have friends and family I want to spend time with, and so focusing in on those relationships was going to be the most important thing to me. The third category was also something I felt like I knew in advance of things I wanted to focus on, and that was in the category I called entrepreneurship. I run a blog called The Rabbi's Manual of things that I think can help clergy people be better at their work based on my own experience and the things that I've learned in the last few years. And I wanted to continue to build out those opportunities. So with these 3 things, I knew for sure that I wanted to work on them. And I didn't know exactly what letter they were going to be in. Health, I felt like I knew. And so I wanted to sort of expand the things I wanted to focus on. These 3 I knew for sure, but I wanted to think bigger than that, really push myself to be better. But I didn't want to get lost in the paradigm for the sake of just trying to fill something in. So I mostly worked on what things I wanted to change in my life, things I wanted to improve, and then I would make the words work so that they fit into the paradigm I set up. The third category that I wanted to, the fourth category I wanted to work on, I called atmosphere. I'm a firm believer that our environment impacts us. In college, I had this habit of rearranging my apartment and my room every few months because for me, I know that the space I'm in impacts who I am. So in addition to that, I also know how important it is to surround yourself with people who matter, who encourage you, who inspire you. There's the saying, the 5 people you spend the most time with are the ones that reflect who you are. And so my atmosphere is something I want to create, not just a physical space, but an emotional space around me that would encourage me and inspire me to be at my best. And the final category I chose was thinking and mindset. Everything matters on what's happening right here. And so wanting to grow, be better, reading the right books, focusing in on how I can change myself from the inside out. Now, it's all well and good to have these 5 categories, and it's all well and good to have these things that I want to accomplish, but how am I actually going to accomplish them? Now, I have to admit, I'm not totally done yet, but I've got a basic structure that I think is going to help. I'm going to share it with you now. I'm going to use health as an example. The first category of thing is objectives that I have put under the 5 principles. Each objective is the kind of thing I want to accomplish. So in this case, I need to and want to improve my physical health. It's important. It's important to me. So my objectives are lowering my weight, to eating better, right? Those are sort of the bigger objectives, things I want to accomplish. But objectives only get you so far. That's why below them are goals. Goals are SMART goals, things that have start, finish, that are measurable. So in this case, I want to lose a certain amount of weight by a certain time, would be an example. Each of these category principles have objectives and goals below them. In order to accomplish these goals, it's not so simple. So each goal has projects that have a start and a finish that will help me accomplish the goal. One example would be working and developing on an exercise regimen. That is a project that I can do, completes, and iterates over time, helps me get closer and closer to my goals. So it could be, start running 3 times a week. That might be the project, and the project helps me get to the goal of losing weight, and the goal helps me with the objective of having better physical health, which helps me support the larger principle at play. You can see over the course of all 5 categories, each one have objectives and goals and projects. Now, I have this structure and I have a Google Doc that has all of these things in it, and I'm still working on how each project and goal fits together, but this is the basic idea of how I plan to be at my best over the course of the next year, my 32nd year. And you can see here, all kept together is my heart, health, entrepreneurship, atmosphere, relationships, thinking, and mindset. These are the 5 things I want to accomplish this year. These are the 5 principles that I think are going to make me the best person I can be in the next year. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to find out what you think is going to make your life better, what ways you've let your birthday inspire you, ways that you have made yourself better, how you have used systems like this to make you a better person. That to me is what it's all about. Please let me know in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you and sharing ideas.